Bad habits are hard to break and good habits are hard to develop. And so I don't know why it is that way. I wish it was the opposite. But actually, a good habit's hard to break as well. And as we're thinking about Jesus, he had some good habits. And I think that understanding that, spirituality sometimes we think is maybe something that comes upon us, rather than realizing that sometimes it's something that we just develop because it's important to us. The things that come upon us are fine when we're just newborns, but as we get older in the Lord and more mature, then it's really important for us to develop those habits that we know that are important for us and for our growth and for our personal success. So let me read for you in Luke chapter 22, verse 39 and 40. It says, Jesus came out and proceeded, as was his custom, to the Mount of Olives, and the disciples also followed him. And when he arrived at the place, he said to them, pray that you may not enter into temptation. So it says that Jesus went to the Mount of Olives, as was his custom. And if you look at that word in the Greek, it says that was his ethos, his ethic. An ethic is a personal habit developed for your own personal growth and character. So Jesus had a good habit of going to the Mount of Olives, and there he would find a place to pray. As I've taken groups to Israel and we've gone to the olive gardens in the Mount of Olives, you can find that Jesus loved the quiet and the solitude, and he had this place away from the crowds, and you and I can find that so easily, especially here in the Rocky Mountains. And there in that place that he identified that when he goes there, he meets the Lord. I think that's really important in developing a habit, to have like a prayer closet, a prayer room, a prayer place. Maybe it's out in nature where you go, but when you walk to that place and you enter into that place, you develop into the atmosphere that you've established there of just identifying that this is the place where I calm my heart, I read the word, and I press into the Lord. So, let's really be considering that, because Jesus, it sounds like, according to this passage, would find at the end of the day a place where he could go and he could pray and he could spend time with the Father. And then he says this, when he arrived, he said, pray that you may not enter into temptation. So that was Jesus' protection over his life. That before temptation came, Jesus was filled up with prayer and he was connected to his Father. So let's you and I begin to practice to do the same thing. Let's increase in prayer, have a very good habit of prayer, and then also understanding that let's head off temptation before it comes, and let's live spirit-filled lives in Jesus' name.